Hello, I am Dr. Randy Wurts, inThrive Chiropractic, and today's topic, breathing problems. Where do they come from and where are they going? So I might be asking your question, if you have a child who struggles with breathing, whether it be asthma, chronic bronchitis, or some type of chronic infection that they just can't seem to shake, is why do they have this to begin with? Well, we're going to divide that up into three different stresses. And we're going to look at those stresses and how they affect your child's nervous system. So why do they affect the nervous system? Okay. Well, the nervous system, it controls everything, including your lungs, including your child's ability to fight off infections. And so when we divide this up into those three different categories, we can see where do those illnesses actually come from. So physical stress. That can be as early as birth trauma or a C-section. When they're born by C-section, the lungs can't constrict and it doesn't open up those airways as well. And not to mention, they usually pull the baby out by the head. And that has an effect on the nerves in the upper neck and also the nerves up around the upper back too that control the lungs. Now, if those nerves are compromised, child's not going to be able to breathe as well, not going to be able to fight off infections as well. Could be a chemical stress, food additives, breathing in the air. Actually had a woman who got exposed to chlorine, and then every time she got exposed, lungs just tightened up. It was like her lungs just had post-traumatic stress syndrome from the chlorine. It's like, I remember this, close down the lungs, we can't get it contaminated again. So body can do that as a defense mechanism, and it sends the body into a tizzy. So food additives weaken the immune system as well, and what we eat can definitely have an effect indirectly through the immune system and doesn't allow that immune system to kick in to fight off those infections too. Emotional stress is a biggie. Now, you see emotional stress, we're more apt to deal with the stress, and what happens when we have emotional stress is it diverts energy to the stress and not the immune system. The immune system is very energetically, it takes a lot of energy to keep that up at bay. Think of it as like if you're going to watch Star Wars or Star Trek, think of it as deflector shields, like the fields that, when they're up, it takes a lot of energy to do that, but they keep getting pounded. Well, guess what? It's going to start gradually wearing those down, and they have to divert energy to the engines or something like that. So when we're stressed, our immune system's not going to be able to function as well. Not to mention, when I see chronic stress, especially in adults and kids, shoulders start to round forward, can't get that lung capacity that they used to have, so they're breathing shallow breaths, and that allows the fluids to set in the lungs, and that creates bacteria candy, pretty much is what that happens. It's just a good medium to grow bacteria that starts to happen. So what does that turn into? Definitely bronchitis. And that keeps going on and on again, and that will later turn into asthma, difficult breathing, and saying, hey, what are we going to do to take care of this? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on that nervous system. When that nervous system is functioning so much better, especially the nerves to the lungs are going to be able to function better. Indirectly, we see the nervous system when it controls and works with that immune system, which we're going to do a later video on this later on in the month. You're going to find out that they can fight infections so much better than before. And so rather than relying on the medication to fight the infection, it relies on you getting stronger to be able to fight the infection so much better as well, or your child in that case. So what are we doing as chiropractors? We're finding those nervous system problems called subluxations. We're going to have some videos on those as well. Subluxations cause nerve interference to the lungs. It's not allowing those lungs to breathe properly, not allowing those lungs to fight off the infections the way they're programmed and designed to either, and that leads to chronic illness later in life. So rather than choking down pills and breather all the time, let's get to the source of that problem. Let's get your child's ability to fight off those infections by themselves and get stronger in the process, not with just the lungs, but your overall health as well. I hope this definitely makes sense to you. Stay tuned for more videos. We're going to talk about how do you keep your kids healthy this month, what chiropractic, more engaged with chiropractic, and how that affects the immune system, things that you can do as a parent to help coach your kids to be stronger and healthier as well. Hey, until then, God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.